the song. Turn this down just a little bit up here. From Port David's in Dallas to the Gallatin Palace, the Cactus Cafe, the palms and the birch, the bluebird, the gray eagle, the tin angel, iron horse, and of course the grand old mother church. The station in, exit in, fruit again, Michigan, Flat Rock and Round Rock and Little Rock Jacks. Dublin to Tullamore, the down home and the troubadour, long as they want us, we'll keep coming back. You see, we ain't been everywhere, but we're trying to get there. And if you let us tune up, we'll throw down a set. Book us a room, we'll be in your town soon, 'cause we ain't been everywhere yet. Wolf Trap in the Apple Farm, Pootie's Hill Country, and St. Augustine. At the foot of Denali and down on the Suwannee. Yeah, and that night I can't talk about in New Orleans. On Live Freedom Radio, the Birmingham, Zydeco, Reno, and Conroe, and somewhere in France. A bunkhouse in Brenham and the barns of Vienna and the riding arena at the real South Fork Ranch. You see, we ain't been everywhere, but we're trying to get there. And if you let us tune up, we'll throw down a set. Book us a room, we'll be in your town soon, 'cause we ain't been everywhere yet. Songwriter Rabba, the Merle and the Strawberry Festivals Hall, the Liberty Lunch and the Fireman's Kitchen, and this afternoon here at the old Suwannee Music Hall. You see, we ain't been everywhere, but we're trying to get there. Just let us tune up and we'll throw down a set. Book us a room, we'll be in your town soon, 'cause we ain't been everywhere. No, but we're sure trying to get there. You see, we ain't been everywhere. From this valley, they say you are going. We will miss your bright eyes and sweet smile. Don't you know you are taking the sunshine that is bright on my pathway a while? For so long, my dear, I have waited for the words that you never would say. And at last, all my fond hopes have faded, 'cause they tell me you're going away. So come and sit by my side if you love me. Do not hasten to bid me adieu. And just remember the Red River Valley and the cowboy who loved you so true. And who would have ever dreamed that 30-some years later I would hook up with an old boy that also had a deep connection to that very same song and to another old man who made a difference in his life. And who would ever dream that I would wind up playing that song almost every night for 20 more years. You can't make this stuff up. I'd play the Red River Valley, and he'd sit in the kitchen, and he'd cry, and run his fingers through 70 years of living, and wonder, Lord, is ever well I drilled gone dry. We were friends, me and this old man was like this waiting for a train, like desperados waiting for a train. He was a drifter and a driller of oil wells. He was an old school man of the world. He taught me how to drive his car when he's too drunk to. And he'd wink and give me money for the girls. And our lives were like some old western movie. We was like desperados waiting for a train. Like desperados waiting for a train. By the time I could walk, he'd take me with him to a bar called the Green Frog Cafe. And there was old men with beer guts and dominoes. And they'd lie about their lives while they played. I was just a kid. They all called his sidekick. He was like desperados waiting for a train. Like desperados waiting for a train. The day before he died, I went to see him. And I was grown, he was almost gone. We just closed our eyes and dreamed us up a kitchen. We sang another verse of that old song. Come on, Jack, the son of a bitch is coming. We're like desperados waiting for a train. 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 They're picking up a storm again. The bridge across the Washita is swaying. You can hear it on the wind. Yeah, the music never ends. Darweeta's mandolin keeps playing. Now yonder comes a peddler. No, every hobo coming up the holler used to leave a secret mark upon her gate. It was a sign to all the others who might follow, saying, stop a while and visit, man. She'll feed you beans and biscuits, man, and pick some boiling cabbage. And down yonder while you wait. So down in Greasy Bend, they're picking up a storm again. The bridge across the Washita is swaying. You can hear it on the wind. Yeah, the music never ends. Darweeta's mandolin keeps playing. Play, mama. He's got pots and pans and lots of shiny things, and he promised young Darweeta he would have them. Not no box of candy kisses, no, not no dolly dishes. Her one and only wish was for some brand new Mando strings. So down in Greasy Bend, she's picking up a storm again. The bridge across the Washita is swaying. You can hear it on the wind. Yeah, the music never ends. Darweeta's mandolin keeps playing. Yeah, my mama's mandolin keeps on playing. Now the constant wind across the sand, it can whittle down the toughest man. And the cold sneaks underneath the door till you don't think you can take no more. And that summer sun gets hot as hell. It'll dry up all your wishing wells. So you build your dream and you wait around for that next blue northern to tear it down. And you can't change Caddo County. Now you can stay or you can go, but you can't change Caddo County. You see, the same old wind will always blow. Now my dad said, son, I'm gonna tell you right now. He said, you don't have to follow this same old plow. He said, there's a big old world across the county line, and you can come home anytime you change your mind. But you can't change Caddo County. Now you can stay, boy, or you can go, the same old wind will always blow. He said you can't change Caddo County. He said you can stay, son, or you can go, but you can't change Caddo County. He said the constant wind across the sand. He said I deal with it the best I can. What you can't change, you get used to, till they throw that cattle dirt on you. You know, there ain't nothing sweeter than drawing a dipper of good clean water from an old hand-dug well. And there ain't nothing harder than raking alfalfa and waiting around for the sound of that noon dinner bell. That's when I'd take off my old straw hat and go up to the big house where we'd all gather round under the elm tree to soak up some shade and eat some good country cooking, and if I was real lucky, she might even look at me. She was strawberry hair and blue ocean eyes. She was lilac, she was clover, and I bet good money she was sweet as honey 10 times over. Ah, but it's back to the fields to work like the Dickens, and they'd come pick us up of a late afternoon. And if I could get me a good enough seat up on that wagon, I could almost smell her roses' perfume. She was strawberry hair and blue ocean eyes. She was lilac, she was clover, and I bet good money she was sweet as honey 10 times over. At least that's what I wrote on this folded up note that I kept in the bib of my overalls. Bunch of pretty words I was saving for when I got brave and went up to that big house to pay her a call. Which I did one evening with some fresh cut flowers, and I had my hair slicked back and my shoes all shine. I never imagined, I never even considered that she might be in any arms other than mine. I was stabbed in the gut, kicked in the heart. At least I might as well have been, because you see the windows were open and the curtains were blowing, and I'm sorry that I ever looked in. I jumped off the porch and I ran back down the hill to where that little footbridge goes over the stream. I watched that folded up note and those fresh flowers float away with the rest of my dreams. Oh, and I never said nothing to the boys back at the bunkhouse, because hell, they don't know the first thing about love. And to this day, not a word's passed between me and her, and I still don't know who he was. I still got hay down my collar, still got sweat in my eyes. I guess it hurt me for a while pretty bad. I let it set me back in spite of the fact that I know you can't lose what you never had. But still there ain't nothing sweeter than drawing a dipper of good clean cold water from that old hand-dug well. But these days I don't get near as excited about hearing the sound of that noon dinner bell. I was passing by a pawn shop over in the older part of town when something caught my eye, and I stopped and I turned around and I went inside, and there I spied in the middle of it all this beat up old guitar just hanging on the wall. "What do you want for that piece of junk?" I asked the old man. And he just smiled and he took it down and he put it in my hand and he said, "You tell me what it's worth, son, you're the one who wants it." He said, "Tune it up and play a song and let's just see what haunts it." So I hit a couple of chords in my old country way of strumming, and then my fingers turned to lightning. Man, I never saw it coming. It was like I always knew it, but I don't know where I learned it. It was a dream come true, so I just reared back and burned it. And I lost all track of time. There was nothing I couldn't pick. Up and down the neck, I never missed a lick. It was like that guitar played itself and there was nothing I could do. It was getting kind of hard to tell just who was playing who. And when I finally finished, I was almost out of breath. My old hands were shaking and my shirt was soaking wet. And that old man jumped up and grinned and he said, "Where in the hell you been?" He said, "I've been waiting all these years for you to stumble in." And he grabbed an old beat up case and said, "Go on, son, pack it up." He said, "You don't owe me nothing." But when he said good luck, there was something spooky in his voice and a strange look on his face. And when I closed the lid, I saw my name was on that case. little darling took me to hear the symphony. I've always loved good picking, sounded like a good idea to me. They had all kinds of fiddles tucked underneath their chins, and I sat all night a-waiting for the guitars to come in. Yeah, they almost got it, so close but yet so far, and I almost bought it. It was close but no guitar. Well, the kid that lives next door to me, he drives a beat-up Ford, and he loves it when them woofers are blowing down his doors. One day I finally told him, man, I think I made him mad. I said, son, you had a little flat-top guitar, and that wouldn't sound half bad. He almost got it, so close but yet so far. He almost bought it, yeah, it was close but no guitar. Jungle far from where I'm from, the natives, they were restless and they were beating on their drum. And they had the kettle boiling, and right before they threw me in, I said, boys, I brought my guitar, you mind if I set in? Yeah, they almost got it, so close but yet so far. They almost bought it, it was close but no guitar. They almost got it, so close but yet so far, and I almost bought it. It was close, it was mighty close, but it was close but no guitar. Now Benny Allen took a ride this morning. The Sunday morning sun was shining bright. They lined up the streets at every corner, and they waved him right on through the traffic lights. You see, Benny Allen came from Amarillo, but Amarillo did the best it could. Amarillo wasn't about to hold him. He came out here and dug his boot heels in for good. He found a pretty gal and they got married, and he did a little preaching now and then. And today is the day he's getting buried, and I'm here to take that last ride with him. Of Benny's buddies and some kinfolk, we had a little celebration in his name. And somebody said, you know, this town without old Benny, this sure ain't ever gonna be the same. I said, wonder what they'd think if we used to detour and take Benny down the streets of his old town. I think he might love it, that's for damn sure. Just one more ride before we lay him down. For 73 years they were married, and he stood by her side through thick and thin. And she said, I ain't in no rush to get him buried, boys. Let's all take one last ride with him. said, take that gravel road out by the stockyard. I could give a damn just who might think that's odd. Then let's make a run up through that old red canyon. That's where he said he felt closest to God. Before we give him back to the prairie, let's make that circle one more time again. 'Cause I ain't in no rush to get him buried, boys. Let's all take one last ride with him. So Benny Allen took a ride this morning, and I was proud to take that last ride with him. Now, I want to mention to y'all that actually I have a new CD, and it's kind of more of a rocking thing. I was sitting around when I turned 60 years old, and it occurred to me that man, if you don't rock a little right now, you may never get another chance. And when I guess I should maybe do one of these songs off of this new record, just so you can see what you might be getting. I did one earlier. What did I do? Yeah, I did I did one called 24/7. Should I do that one again, or should I do that? I got another one that's called 24/7 365. Both on the same record. Maybe I'll do it. 365, my occupation is staying alive. There ain't no vacation when you're trying to survive. 24/7, 365. It's the wind, it's the rain, it's the snow, bad weather. Wherever I go, living easy. There ain't no such thing when you're bumming. Ride on that train, 24/7, 365. My occupation is staying alive. There ain't no vacation when you're trying to survive. 24/7, 365. I forgot the rest of the words. Yeah, but it's 24/7, 365. My occupation is staying alive. There ain't no vacation when you're trying to survive. It's 24/7, 365. Yeah, the Rough Riders, they rattle my bones, and any yard bulls, they won't leave me alone. When the southbound comes to an end, I'm gonna get on the northbound and do it again. I got holes in the soles of my shoes. I got nothing, I mean nothing to lose. Nobody is calling me back. It's just a matter of time till this train jumps the track. 24/7, 365. My occupation is staying alive. There ain't no vacation when you're trying to survive. 24/7. It's 24/7. 365.
Something. Oh yeah, that'd be a good one, wouldn't it? I don't know. I might have time. I'm going to try to do maybe these two more.
On Ridgetop, Tennessee, in 1973, the Brown Boys killed String Bean and Estelle. And the reason for it all was in the bib of his overalls. At least that's what the Brown Boys would tell. Yeah, it seemed like easy money, but things didn't go their way. It was just a simple plan to rob a banjo man, but he would not let go of his Opry pay. Now there must have been one hell of a struggle for the cash in his bib overalls. The Brown Boys said, "Don't give us no trouble, String." They said, "We came for some, but now we want it all." Yeah, the thieves said, "Stand and deliver," but String Bean would not tell. And later we would learn that was the point of no return. They shot him dead, then they shot Estelle. You see, right across the road from old String Bean lived another old banjo picker, a guy by the name of Grandpa Jones. Grandpa and String Bean used to get up every morning and walk down the road and go fishing together. That's how they started every day. Good friends. When he didn't see no smoke from the chimney, Grandpa knew that something was not right. Now it's burned evermore in his memory, the picture of that dreadful, awful sight. And then 23 years later, when they tore the old fireplace down, there was $20,000 that the Brown Boys never found. Yes, it seemed like easy money, but things didn't go their way. It was just a simple plan to rob a banjo man, but he would not let go of his Opry pay. No, he would not let go of his Opry pay. Now I ask you, is anything sacred? I do believe now I have seen it all. I read it in this morning's paper, where they auctioned off old String's overalls.
love somebody, then you know you need somebody. And when you need somebody, that's what makes you weak. But if you know you're weak, and you know you need somebody, whoa, it's a funny thing, but that's what makes you strong. That's what makes you strong. That's what gives you power. That's what lets the meek come sit beside the king. And that's what lets you smile in your final hour. That's what moves your soul, and that's what makes you sing. And to trust someone is to be disappointed. It's never what you wanted. It happens every time. But if you're the trusting kind, this don't even cross your mind. Whoa, it's a funny thing. That's what makes you strong. That's what makes you strong. That's what gives you power. That's what lets the meek come sit beside the king. And that's what moves your soul in your final hour. That's what moves your soul, and that's what makes you sing. That's what makes you strong. That's what gives you power. That's what lets the meek come sit beside the king. That's what lets you smile in your final hour. That's what moves your soul, and that's what makes you sing. That's what moves your soul, and that's what makes you sing. Thank y'all very much. This is Jesse Winchester.
American treasure, Verlon Thompson. Let's hear it for Verlon.